You're listening to the Jazz FM and Friends Late Night Show.
Back to Drizzy, yeah. So the first song we're gonna.
Well, first album, didn't we?
Okay, well, the first album.
We better talk about the project first.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, we're not doing. When we say every project, we'll start like I started with Eminem on the last one. We skip Infinity, so we'll skip Drake's early mixtapes, straight into So Far Gone. So again, like for me personally, I probably really became a Drake fan on Thank Me Later, and then went back to So Far Gone a little bit. But
I was the other way around.
Even so, yeah. And again, that's probably just comes from a couple of years age gap.
Yeah,
makes perfect sense. But yeah, sorry, let me go back. So yeah, but still, on this project was the first time I ever heard Drake, and it was one of them things where I think at the time rap was getting heavier. It was arguably getting heavier. And R&B was kind of still about in its own nutshell, and no one had really properly melded the two. Don't want to talk about that too much because that's what everyone knows that about Drake. He's like one of the pioneers of doing that, right? But yeah, when I first heard Best I Ever Had, which is not the first song I'm going to play, but it is on there. Or we could do that first. I guess it don't
Spoiler
really
we should do it first.
We could do that first.
Yeah, we'll do it
we might as well
first.
start with that. It makes sense.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, when I heard Best I Ever Had for the first time, I was like, first of all, why do I like this? Because this is not the kind of thing I would normally be into. But he just had one of those voices that you just couldn't ignore at the time. And it was just, you listen to it and you go, if I like this and I don't know why I like this, so many other people are going to be feeling the same way. So many other people are going to be hearing this and going, this sounds good. You don't really know why, but it sounds good. And then
Second thing, who is this?
Yeah, who, man? Like, and why is he?
The first
why
time
is
I
he
heard
not
this song,
from,
I was like,
why is he not from the
who
East
is
Coast?
this?
Why is he not from New York? Why is he not?
Oh, this guy's from Canada.
Yeah. He's a Jewish mixed race Canadian guy, and you're like,
He used to be an actor.
we're starting like basically Canada's Saved by the Bell, from what I know. Or
Who is
whatever
this?
that is?
Who the
Some
hell
sort
is
of drama.
playing this song that sounds like this?
I think I said when I had my things like iPod Shuffle, the one that you couldn't even there's no screen. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And it would be like, I saw this on iTunes. I was like, 99p. I was like, I'll give it a download. And then I remember I listened to it for about 4 days straight, and I was like, this is unbelievable,
Mate.
Amazing, mate. Didn't fit any of the stereotypes of the current rap scene, but had the ability of like. Yeah, and again, like started just with probably more the singing stuff.
Oh, and that's what I love. That's the vibes. But when I first heard it, I was like, I said to my, because I always normally provide kind of artists to my cousin and stuff like that. And I was like, no, this guy is going to be huge. I called it straight away. I was like, he's going to be massive. And I know, like Luke Norris, he knew of the album of a similar time.
Yeah.
And then we used to say how fucking decent he was.
Yeah.
He had everything, and then I kind of think that I always pick someone up a little bit before the trend.
Yeah, you like doing that, don't you?
Yeah,
scouring the.
I feel like I can just tell, and I was like, he's going to be huge, you know. Especially
were you a Wayne fan though? Because for me,
No, wow.
I feel like probably people who were maybe Wayne fans might have maybe like beat the curve.
Yeah, I guess they would have slightly.
And that's not me. I'm not really. I like Lil Wayne. I like some of his stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm a massive Wayne fan.
No, it wasn't. Like, I like Lil Wayne, but at the time, I wouldn't have been heavily listening to him. I think, you know, I kind of got these. It was like a bit of a Usher R&B vibe with the singing, and then obviously Biggie. He was like a bit of rapping. I thought. And then, like I say, it was just something I've never heard before.
It's fresh,
There was nothing really. The beauty of it was there was nothing really that complicated about what he was doing at that time.
Yeah, it's just why hasn't someone done this
It
before?
wasn't that complicated. It was just but he was like,
It's just that sound,
thing.
that
And I think
distortion and
the
the
reason a lot of
start.
people don't like him is another reason why he blew up. It's just like he's so marketable, right?
Yeah.
Like you look, good looking dude.
Like we just said all that stuff.
Yeah.
Black, Jewish, actor, all those things that aren't there. That's what the industry needs.
But
Here's a guy that can do it.
Yeah.
And he is actually good as well.
Beats the stereotypes. Good looking dude.
Yeah.
Like voice, like, and I can attest to this. If you don't believe Drake's got a good voice, I've seen him live. No auto tune, mad, sick voice.
But then you got to understand, like Drake says, one of the things to be respected in the game was, you know, I'm Canadian and I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
It doesn't help.
Nah.
So he said it was actually quite difficult for people to take me seriously. He was like,
Mate.
you know, the record label was like, oh, so you got a mixed race Jewish Canadian guy who can rap and sing, and I was like, nah, it's like we're all good.
But that's part of what worked in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Like someone took that punt, didn't they? Or
well, mate, for me, it's a crazy thing with Drake. He's been, although he's like so widely liked, anyone who's that widely liked is going to be also very widely hated as well, right?
Yeah.
So
I comes with it.
And again, Noel mentioned this on a podcast, and he said he's had to fight against every stereotype, every like, oh, you got no content because you know you brought up in a semi privileged situation. You know, you're not from like the hood. You're not. You don't have substance to write about. You're not this. You're not that. He's had all of that his entire career. Doubt, hate, rah. Still bigger than anyone on the planet times 2. So imagine if he didn't have those stereotypes. He would be even bigger.
You're listening to the Gezz FM and Friends Late Night Show, the only place for hip-hop discussion and general chit-chat.
Gezz was like, right, I'm going to ask you some questions on the podcast. And I was like, what?
The tunes you were playing was unbelievable.
For me, he's the greatest of all time for many reasons.
Can you answer this on the
this
spot?
to me? Why are you doing that to me, man?
Sorry, I've lost my cool now.